Hey everybody, welcome to Geek Addicts. Hello everybody and welcome to Geek Addicts, the pop culture podcast where a giant tree is destroying the planet, but it's okay, there's a fucking dragon here. I'm Bill and this is Matt. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing all right. How are you, Bill?
I'm tired. This was a long week.
Yeah, as we were just saying off mic, or I guess on off recording, I almost was put to sleep by one of the movies we will be talking about today.
Yeah,
it was dangerously close. I was worried about getting yelled at
because I was drinking. I was drinking heavily while watching it. So,
I mean, that had to improve your experience a little bit.
Not really, because it just made me sleepy.
Fair.
But yeah, this was a weird week because this week was like super productive. Like I got a ton of shit done, but I'm just so tired.
I'm finally getting a little overtime back, which is nice.
It's cool.
It was, I mean, the big workload that was supposed to be kind of what the overtime was for hasn't really come in yet, but I got enough priority jobs where I was able to justify it. So
nice.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool. So I'm moving along with Arrow. I'm about close to the midway point on season 2.
You finally get because the last time we talked, you still hadn't got it yet.
Yeah, I got the first 4 seasons from the library, and they had a couple more, but they were out of order past that point. So I figured I'd just grab the first 4 because that'll take me a good ways. Because it was 4 seasons of Arrow is technically like double that, because I'll also be intersplicing like 2 seasons of Flash, a season of Legends, season of Supergirl. So
yeah.
So yeah, I'll be busy with that for a little bit, and I can always try and look for the other ones later. But yeah, I think actually the episode I left off on was Barry Allen's introduction.
Huh. So yeah, you got the right amount of seasons where it's still good. So
yeah,
right before it quickly goes downhill.
Yeah, I don't remember much from like after season 4. I don't even remember what happens like after season 4. Like I remember like vague things, like he gets like more newbies on the team. Like there's a new tech guy, and there's like a few other like random people that they picked up along the way. Some of them work out, some of them don't. That's about all I remember, really.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I know I watched at least, like, into season 6, but I really don't remember anything after Damien Dark.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't. I watched Arrow initially when it came out, and then I fell off right around the point where it became the Ollie and Felicity show, and I was just like, I'm good.
Yeah, well, I'm committing. I'm going to plow through the entire CW Arrowverse, and we'll see how I feel by the end of Superman and Lois.
I mean, Superman and Lois will be a great time, because that'll be right after you're done with all like the freaking things that started great and ended terribly, and then you'll be like, you'll have one final show, and you'll be like, oh, this is good the whole way through because they ended it prematurely before it had time.
I can't believe Legends of Tomorrow has 7 seasons. I had no idea it ran that long. When I stopped watching it, I think they were only like they had just finished like season 3.
I wasn't even aware it had more than 1. So
I knew it had more than 1 because that was one of the ones that I like really got into, because they did a lot of like timey-wimey stuff. Like they went back in time and met George Lucas before he made Star Wars. And at one point they met Tolkien while he was in World War I. Like just a bunch of like goofy shit like that. They met King Arthur at one point. Yeah, it was a bunch of weird shit like that. But it was a fun show. It was one that like while it had its serious moments, it didn't take itself too seriously. Like it was like super hyper aware of how cartoony it was.
Yeah.
I like that.
No, because I know, like, I watched Flash up until, like, I think around season 3, where I just kind of lost interest, just because I realized really fast that it was very much in New 52 land, and that's just not a era that I like very much.
Fair.
Then when I realized they were using the other Wally West, I was kind of like, oh, okay, it's not the one I like.
Yeah, when they finally brought him in.
Yeah, they brought him in. And I'm like, oh, they're using Wallace. Okay. I mean, nothing against that character. I just
not for you.
It's more how he was introduced, because they were like, no, this is just Wally West now, and then fan backlash was huge. So they're like, no, this is actually a different character, and the real Wally has been here all along. He got sucked into a stupid comic bullshit. I liked that character a lot more after he became his own character, because he wasn't just replacing my favorite character of all time.
That's fair.
I probably wouldn't have been as mad if Wally West wasn't my favorite comic character. I probably wouldn't have been as mad. It's just that was like one of those ones where I was like, I understand. This is just how it's going to be now.
That's fair. I mean, I mean, speaking of favorite characters, I started reading the comics that I had picked up a week or two ago, and I read through the Static season 1, and I got 2 pages in before I realized it was a reboot, which I wasn't crazy about initially. I mean, I had no problem with like all right, let's tell a new story with these characters, like let's start from the beginning and just kind of do a different thing. I get it. But I was really looking forward to reading like the 90s comic. And then I opened it up and realized that like the second page was like a Black Lives Matter protest. I was like, oh, we're going current. Okay.
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize there was a Static comic during that period.
Yeah, it came out in like 2021, I think.
I'll have to read that.
I mean, by the time I finished it, like I was enjoying it. I was along for the ride, and they teased Avon at the end, which I was really excited about because I like him, and he's looking for his brother. I'm like, yes, Rubber Band Man. Let's fucking bring him in. I love Rubber Band Man. But nice. No, I like the direction it's going in. I'm definitely enjoying the ride. I was just initially disappointed because I wanted like 90s comic hijinks, not like let's get super real. It's like, you know,
I don't know if they've ever re-released those, to be honest.
I don't know. I know that there was like milestone compendiums that they were included in, but I haven't seen any that are like specifically Static.
Yeah, I've noticed there's a few Static like current trades out there, but I'm not a massive Static fan, so I haven't really collected them.
That's fair. I mean, they've only released the one compact comic, but they have released more past that point as like separate things. Like
I'm just kind of
shorter issues and stuff. So
I'm just actually more amazed that Static got a compact before like the Flash did.
I know, right? I'm surprised, but I'm pleasantly surprised because, you know, like I said, I love Static. Static's like my favorite DC character.
That's fine. Mine was tragically ignored for like a good like 7 years. So
I mean, mine was ignored for quite a while as well. So I get it.
But at least he still existed. Mine was straight up erased from existence for a while there.
That's fair.
And then when they brought him back, they were like, it's a different character, and I'm just like, okay.
But yeah, that was good, and I'm maybe like 2/3 of the way through Batman Hush.
Okay.
I left. Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that one after the pod, but because I had an idea. But what do you think of it so far?
I'm enjoying the ride. I mean, like I said, I don't have any like context for like the stuff surrounding it. So as far as I'm concerned, it's standalone. So in that context, it's fine.
You haven't got to the fun part yet.
Well, I left off at the part where Batman was just beating the piss out of the Joker.
You haven't got to the fun part yet, where it gets wacky.
I mean, it's gotten pretty wacky so far already, but all right.
Did you get to the part where it goes Superman yet?
Oh yeah, okay, where it was like Poison Ivy and shit. Yeah.
And their plot to snap him out of it is let's throw his wife off the roof. That'll fix it.
Well, I mean, I don't think they actually meant to throw her off. I think she just kind of tumbled because she was fighting it.
Yeah.
But
in Lois fashion, she doesn't want to be the damsel in distress.
Yeah. Yeah, like literally Catwoman's just like, You're a really shitty damsel in distress. And she falls off.
Yeah.
But no, I'm enjoying it so far. I mean, it's getting me to a point where I'm like, I'm really enjoying like getting into American comics. And I definitely want to read more and like check out some other stuff. Like there's a big like compendium, like all in one for Joe Hill's Lock and Key series.
I've seen that.
If you didn't know, Joe Hill is Stephen King's son.
I'm still convinced he goes by Joe Hill because he didn't want to be known as Joking.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, apparently initially it was like, oh, I don't want to be associated with I want to make it on my own.
Well, he can say that all
but
he wants,
anyone who looks at him for 2 seconds is like, that's Stephen King's kid.
he can say it all he wants. I'm convinced that he literally just didn't want to be called Joking.
I'm pretty convinced that Stephen King named him that on purpose.
I mean, it would make sense. He's been known to. It's really funny though because there's there's a comic author now named Tom King, and everyone thinks he's related to Stephen King, and he's like, no, Stephen King's son is a comic writer, and he's much more successful than me, which is ironic.
I mean, I think at this point he's written more novels than comics, but
also Tom King's a very successful comic writer. King
is a pretty common name anyway.
He's also a very, very controversial comic writer, but that's here nor there. Not because of anything bad, just because people don't like his books sometimes.
Fair. But yeah, I am really interested in reading Lock and Key. At some point, I'll get around to that. Maybe I'll use my rewards on it.
I'm gonna loan you my DC Universe login at some point.
That's fair. Maybe for like I might want to borrow that just to read the old Static comics if that's on there.
If they're on there, I'll have to look.
But I mean, I like having at least starting out. I like the compact comics just because it's like it's simple and straightforward, kind of like what American comics has been missing since the beginning.
To a degree, you're gonna get to some points in Hush where you're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" But
fair. I mean, it's not like I've read many Batman comics anyway, so
yeah, that one is. I'll save it for after we pod because I want to talk about that one.
Fair enough. Yeah, Xander used a Walmart gift card. He ordered the Metal Gear Solid trilogy for PS5. He's been playing that.
Oh yeah, PS5. That does exist.
I'm pretty sure they're remasters. They looked like they were remastered.
Yeah, they are. It's not a bad collection. I mean, one's kind of janky just because of how it's a PS1 game, but
he played that one already on his handheld. So he's playing 2 right now on the PlayStation.
Oh, how's he enjoying that? Because that game's a fucking trip.
I mean, we haven't really gotten much of a chance to talk about it because he stayed home from school yesterday. I didn't even know about it until I got home from work. But I guess he had been playing a lot of it yesterday during the day. And then today he was only home for like maybe a half an hour. And then he left for the weekend. So I haven't really gotten much of a chance to talk about it. And honestly, I don't want to talk to him too heavily about it because I don't want spoilers because eventually I'm going to end up playing it now that we have it on PlayStation. So.
Well, that's the fun part about Metal Gear Solid 2 is he could tell you something in that game and you'd be so fucking confused that you wouldn't even it wouldn't spoil anything because that game's plot is insanity.
That's fair.
And Kojima might have predicted a lot of things about the world, potentially.
Yeah.
You can also look at a porno mag in that game.
Typical.
Enough said. Those who know.
I still have not watched Spy Family. That still keeps getting put on the back burner.
The most recent episode was great.
Well, I'm actually kind of like, I'm not too worried about it because, like, especially now that the bus arc is over, it's like, all right, even if we end up like waiting to the point where like all the episodes are already out, that's fine because then we could just binge through the whole like Defector arc and all that show. I'm cool with it. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's very entertaining. Vigilantes had a second episode too.
I did watch the Vigilantes episodes.
They're good.
I don't like the opening as much as the last one.
Yeah, I've been skipping it.
But yeah. Um, I'm wondering when Knuckle Duster is going to make his return.
Yeah, he hasn't appeared yet, but we did get Fat Gum, which was kind of fun.
Yeah, that was cool. And they're definitely like really leaning into the whole like drug scene of that world.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, makes sense. You know, I'm enjoying where it's going. I'm here for the ride, at least.
The Crueller's getting new powers.
I know. He's just kind of like instinctively like figuring it out. It's like, okay. Well, I think they're all just the same power. I think it's just like he's figuring out how it works more now that he's actually utilizing it in like real life situations and not just sliding around.
Yeah, it's almost like the schools should let anybody with powers in. Like, it's almost like that's a big plot point or something later down the line.
That's the thing is he missed he could have gotten in, but he missed his chance because he was on his way to take the test and then he had to stop and save little Pop Step from the river.
Yes. Yeah.
So he missed his chance and then just said, whatever. And now he's in college.
Yeah.
And he picked up an extra limited edition hoodie.
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah, JJK is currently airing. I don't think we've gotten the dub yet. Same with Hell's Paradise. So
that
we're still kind of in that
specials out too, but no dub either.
Yeah, same with Undead Unlock. We're just at a point right now where all the new shit's coming out. We haven't gotten the dubs yet. You know, we're at that weird in between point at the moment.
Oh, interesting development. Apparently, Oshinoko season 3 is still going to High Dive.
It's on Crunchyroll too, but yeah.
The question now is Crunchyroll going to get the dub? We're not sure yet.
That would suck.
We don't know yet because the way it's worded is unclear.
Yeah, it usually is.
So the funniest thing ever is if we get dueling dubs. Like,
what, like two different dub teams? That'd be pretty funny.
That's a theory right now because
that'd be weird. But why would you want to like bring in a whole separate dub for season 3?
Crunchyroll's gonna want to use their own people, and High Dive already has a cast. But
that'd be pretty silly.
We don't know yet.
At that point, I mean, Crunchyroll isn't fucking like, it's not like they're allergic to having sub only for shows. They've been doing that since the beginning, so I don't see why they would bother.
Yeah, we'll see.
You know,
either way, at least we know the original cast should be around, hopefully.
Yeah.
But
I am looking forward to that, though. I'm very, very much looking forward to seeing where that goes.
I think the first episode's already out.
Yes, it is. And Cindy only has like I think 5 more episodes of free run to go.
Nice.
For season 1, so hopefully we can bang those out soon in time for season 2.
Nice.
But yeah, aside from Vigilantes and finishing up the other ongoings that I've had, I really have not been watching anime at all. Although, like, despite the fact that I haven't really been watching anime and I've just been watching ongoings, I still have almost 10 entries already.
I've got 3.
Well, I'm including because I mean everybody else included them. You and Alex both included the last episode of Down to Dine in your list from the last one. So I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to include all the ones that were still ongoing when the year started.
2 of my 3 are from last year. Yes.
So I at this point I have like 8, I think, because we still had we finished up My Hero, Gachi Akuta.
See, My Hero I didn't count because it technically finished before the year ended.
Yeah, but the list starts over once the episode is recorded. That's fair. Once the recap is recorded, the list begins again.
True. Well, you can do that. I just kept it that way because the episode didn't technically come out until the following year, but it is what it is.
We're not just gonna have a 2-week void. Anything we watch just doesn't count. That doesn't make sense.
I mean, that's literally all I watched in that void, anyways. So it doesn't really matter.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I have been reading more of the Dark Tower comic. I actually just shortly before recording, I finished up the part that the books actually cover. So now I'm in like completely new territory, and I'm really excited to have like new Dark Tower stuff, which we are going to be getting some other new Dark Tower stuff later this year because Stephen King is writing a new book.
Nice.
Actively at the moment. It's not technically Dark Tower, but it is because it's part of a book series that he had been working on before that is very, very firmly connected to the Dark Tower universe. And I'm pretty sure he's hinted that they're actually going to be going into a location from one of the Dark Tower books. So I'm pretty excited about that. Those are really, really fun books. I think when assuming, knock on wood, that the series does come to fruition and goes the distance, you should definitely watch it.
Yeah.
It's being made by Mike Flanagan, so that's any indication for the quality.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, other than that, not a whole lot. I guess we can get into our weekly segment now.
Yes.
So we got our
the Yusuke and Friends or Yusuke and Friends Power Hour.
Urameshi and Friends Power Hour.
Yes.
You have to say it.
Urameshi. That's been so weird for me. Like watching the live action and hearing them say Urameshi, because I'm used to the Funimation dub where they say Urameshi.
Urameshi. You gotta say
I know Urameshi is technically the correct way to say it, but it still weirds me out when I hear it.
You gotta say it like young Chris Sabat all the time. Just Urameshi.
Urameshi.
Like a nasally Vegeta voice, basically.
It's like a Vegeta and Yajirobe had a baby.
That is horrifying.
And Kuwabara his personality is exactly what you'd expect from that.
But
a Yamcha mixed in. Just kidding, a joke.
We'll get to him later. But so I'm gonna say this episode felt very disjointed.
Well, yeah, because it was like they were kind of trying to squeeze like. This kind of felt like 2 episodes of the anime put together.
This felt like we have to fit a bunch of plot points in, but we don't really have a consistent storyline to fit them in, so we're just going to throw them at the wall and see how they land.
Well, I mean, it seems like for the first like 2 episodes, pretty much, they're kind of following the story. Like they have the whole like Yusuke revival arc, and then the 3 demon tools or demon items, whatever.
Yeah.
Arc. But obviously, they're doing it in a different way. I don't know. I just feel like they spent too much time on that first bit. I mean, they definitely didn't need to have a 20-minute fight with that fucking possessed dude at the end of the last one. But
I'm gonna say right now, the fights, they're good, but they're overstaying their welcome a little bit in this show.
But it's Yu Yu Hakusho though. Like that's kind of the whole thing.
Yeah, but the anime did it better.
It's street punks fighting each other.
Like, true, but like when the anime is able to do it like with like worse animation for the time, and
hey, I'd argue that animation holds up. Personally.
I mean, it does, but like,
especially if you watch on the Blu-rays.
True. It's the fact that the 90s animation looks better even today than like some of the choreography, because I mean the choreography is good, but it like after a while you just kind of you've seen it all and you're just kind of like, all right, let's get on with it, guys.
I was actually, I mean, maybe it's just a difference in preference, but like I personally found the fights really engaging, especially in this episode with the fight with Goki in the junkyard. Like I love how in this show he's constantly utilizing his surroundings. Like
that stuff is fine. I think the problem for me is it's the music.
That's fair.
Because the anime soundtrack is hype as fuck.
Yeah.
The soundtrack in this is fine, but it's very forgettable at times.
It is also a Netflix show, so you kind of have to
Well, it's a
Squint at a little bit.
It's a Japanese show that Netflix bought the rights to.
Fair.
It's not like the One Piece, which is just straight up a Netflix show.
Yeah. But I don't know. Also, I mean, yeah, the music, that's definitely leaves a little bit to be desired. But as far as the actual choreography goes, I think it does a really good job with the fights that we get.
It does. I felt like some of them were too long.
Yeah, well,
but that also comes with the fact that like the pacing is just really because they only have so much time they can fill. The fight takes up this huge chunk of the episode, so then they kind of have to squeeze everything else in. That's kind of it's more not so much a problem with the fights, it's a problem with the format that they chose for this.
Pacing, yeah.
It should have been more than 5 episodes.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. And honestly, like with the quality they were bringing to it, they definitely had room to make it a multi-season show, like
or even just more episodes. Like they could have
even just make it a 10 episoder. You know, like actually give the characters time to, you know, grow and develop and such. Actually have more of those kind of in between moments that I actually really like, all those like quieter moments throughout this show.
Because like one of my favorite parts in this episode is when Yusuke's at the hospital and he runs into Kuwabara, and Kuwabara's like, Urameshi, like, did you beat up that guy? And then like
he walks off. How did you do it?
Yeah. And then he walks off.
Well, you see.
But then he walks off and he's like, who's that girl he was with? And they're like, what girl? Because only he can see Botan. And
can we talk about that for a second?
Sure.
So like we make a huge distinction, right, about how unless you have like unusually high spirit awareness, you can't see like people from spirit world or demons, right? They make a big point of that both in the manga, the anime, and in this show. Why can all the kids see Goki?
Plot convenience, I guess.
Right? Because it's not like he's inhabiting a human body like Kurama. You know? He's just Goki. But all the kids are just like, oh hey, that's a funny looking ball you got there.
Yeah, that act well, the way the English voice for that actor did that voice was creepy as fuck. I'm like, I don't like this.
For Goki?
Yeah, the way he was like, oh little girl, come here.
That was fucking Jinshi. That was Gojo.
Well, he was too good at his role, because my god. I was just
he played him and he plays Tagoro as well.
Okay, I'll be interested in that. I mean, he's got range because I didn't even notice.
But
but going back to that scene with the Kuwabara, though, I love the fact where like he's like, the girl with the kimono, and they're like, what are you talking about? And then they get all like panicky and they're like, oh no, he's losing his mind. I'm like, why are you guys like acting like he's gonna kill you?
Well, it was kind of, well, they were like, oh, this is creepy or whatever. I think it might be one of those things because at least in the anime, they were all aware that he like could sense spirits and shit. So like maybe they were like, oh no, it's a ghost, you know, like something like that. But
maybe I think
again, they don't take a lot of time with these quieter moments. They kind of just, oh, that was a funny little thing, and then we move along. Did you think it was weird that Yusuke like was having trouble figuring out the spirit gun?
A little, because he figures it out pretty damn fast in the anime.
Well, yeah, because I wrote in my notes, if Yusuke is having that much trouble with the spirit gun, he should try shooting his teacher. That's how he did it in the anime, and it worked just fine for him there.
Yeah. It's weird, because like the show's trying to squeeze everything, but then it's trying to stretch other things out weirdly.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think this is one of those cases where they try to do too much in too short a time span. I agree. If it had just been like a 10-episode series, I think it would have been fine.
I mean, it probably still would have been truncated, but at least it would have been a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, it would have had a little more room to breathe. Like even if the fights ran long, we'd still have more of those, you know, character building moments and world building moments, stuff like that. Also, speaking of the hospital scene, like before Yusuke and Kuwabara have their talk. Do you think it was weird, like when like Kuwabara and his friends were in the room and they just started like tickling each other?
I completely wiped that from my mind.
it was just like is this what 17-year-old Japanese boys do? They're supposed to be like street toughs, and they're tickling each other in the hospital. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Japan's fucking weird, man. That's all I can say. I love it, but they are different over there.
And not to jump too far forward or anything, but like I don't know, maybe it just everything was happening too fast in that fight in the last episode. But like, did it seem like his burn should have been that bad? Like, like I didn't think it would be so bad. He would need like skin grafts.
I didn't realize he got that fucked up. Like I was like,
yeah,
oh.
Right.
I thought they just kind of walked off.
Because I mean, I knew it was like a thing where like, you know, Kuwabara was trying to put the fire out on his friend's back and everything, but like, I mean, I guess skin does melt pretty fast. But like, how hot? What? I mean, how fuck it was propane.
I mean, it was propane.
It was propane. Yeah. Propane accessories. Yeah, but yeah, that was a pretty gnarly burn on his back.
Also, he would not be just getting up and ready to go after that.
No, absolutely not. I mean, it was made very clear that he was in a lot of pain when they were like cleaning it or doing whatever grafts they were doing to it. Like, he was not having a good time.
No.
And that's part of the reason why Kuwabara was so like, yeah, fuck those yokai. Like, dude, why are you gonna help him? Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I found it really interesting too that they brought the kid back, which they didn't do in the anime or the manga.
Yeah,
like
I guess they wanted to just resolve that plot thread.
Well, I always thought that was kind of like a missed opportunity. Like in most, at least modern shows, like that kid would be like a somewhat recurring character as the show progressed. But it was in the anime, it was just kind of like, yay, he's okay. Moving on. He will never be seen again or talked about ever again.
The anime somehow had other things to do, I guess.
Yeah. But I don't know, it's just one of those things that I noticed.
It's a case where they want to expand things, but they just don't have enough time to do things. So it's always like a weird choice when they add something and you're like, wait a minute, we're adding new things, but we barely have enough time to tell the story.
But it ended up helping out ultimately because like without like all the detective tools and stuff that he gets in the early parts of the anime, he kind of had to have another way to track down the people or the demons. And with him having that in being like, oh, the kid's worried because a bunch of kids near our apartment complex just kind of passed out. And he's like, oh, point me in the right direction. And then like later on, the kid ends up being like the driving point of being like, hey, I figured out the spirit gun. Woohoo.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it a little bit, but like junkyard brawls are just always awesome. Like whenever there's like a big fight in a junkyard, it's always awesome.
Yeah.
I've never seen one that I haven't liked. It's kind of like fights on top of trains. It's always cool.
Fights on top of trains are always fun, even though they completely ignore the laws of physics most times.
True. I mean, yeah. I mean, especially, well, I mean, anime ignores the laws of physics anyway, so.
I will say the CG for, what's his name?
Goki.
Goki was okay, but I was like, at points I was like, this doesn't look great.
I mean, it wasn't great, but I still say it was better than Supergirl in The Flash.
I mean, to be fair, though, this probably had a higher budget than whatever the CW was giving them.
Oh, no, the Flash movie that we watched.
Oh, that's just a bad movie. So,
yeah.
There's no excuse for that movie.
They had a good budget. Like, they could have done... No. Whatever CG they were working with Goki was better than that by a country mile, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, there was a few points where he looked better in, like, dark lighting.
Yeah.
In the bright lighting, there was moments where I'm like, I can see the green screen.
There was definitely some moments where, like you know the... like poorly designed video games where you get like the kind of ice effect when you're not supposed to be in like an icy area, where you just like you take a step and you slide a little further than you should have. I feel like that happens a bunch with him throughout this fight.
Well, because he's superimposed over, and it's
like when he's like, I don't know, he kind of like tries to like jump onto the car to get him or whatever, and he kind of just like skips like a rock on a lake.
Yeah.
It was a little awkward. But I mean, overall, like I like the way that like Yusuke was utilizing the junked cars to, block attacks and like pin him down and fucking knee him in the face, whatever he was doing, fucking Superman punch him.
It's funny that this episode was a lot softer than the first. The first episode was dark.
Yeah, it was brutal as fuck between like the body horror with the parasites and fucking Yusuke getting hit by the car. I think Yusuke getting hit by the car was like the most brutal part of this show.
Because it bounces and you can see his body rolling under it.
And we saw a fucking gangster put out a cigar on a little girl's arm in this episode.
Yeah, that happened. Did that happen in the original anime, or did they just throw that in to be edgy?
I mean, they did torture her, but they didn't really like show it like that.
Lovely.
But oh yeah, so we got that little bit with it was just a quick little thing with Hiei where we saw him because apparently in this version he doesn't already have the Jigan, and the demon sword that he stole is what gives him it, which I thought was an interesting way to kind of like streamline the story, because obviously you can't with only 5 episodes to work with, you can't take a bunch of time explaining like how he got the eye and all this other stuff. Yeah. And like having a whole arc with him like, oh, I'm gonna turn people into demons, and oh no, you gotta stop Keiko from turning into a demon. Instead, we're just gonna skip all that and say the sword gives you a Jigan and he's using that to find his sister. Move the plot along, Yeah. And I think that's with the kind of thing they're going for here, that's a much more effective use of that particular story beat.
Yeah. We also got Kurama in this episode, and I thought his actor
played by Johnny Young Bosch.
I noticed that. I heard Narukami, and I went, okay.
Wasn't expecting that.
Well, yeah, it is because that is a very different voice from John Bogmeyer.
Yeah.
But most of the voices are pretty different, so that's not too crazy.
Yeah, he was just being a creeper while Yusuke was fighting Goki. He was just kind of standing there watching. Just like randomly.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know like what the purpose of that was.
He didn't want to ruin his hair.
Because like he wasn't even aware of Yusuke at this point. Because like in the anime, Yusuke had that moment where like he was looking for them, and then he like found them in the woods or whatever. Like they had all seen him at that point. Here, this is the first time Kurama's laying eyes on him. So like, what was he even doing there? Was he just kind of like hanging out, like watching Goki, or
watching the fight?
Maybe he was gonna kill Goki himself. I don't know.
Yeah, he was. I did like the actor looked the parts, so there was that.
Oh yeah, like I said in the last one, like he definitely nails like the kind of androgynous look.
Yeah, they also got the outfit like perfect. Like some of them are a little here and there, but his was like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Kurama, all right.
Oh, like that weird scene. All right, well, first of all, we got like this weird like double stalking scene because like Kuwabara is following Yusuke around because he saw like Botan disappear and shit, and he was like, what the fuck? And he's following Yusuke around, and then Yusuke's following Kurama around. So we got this little train of stalking going on until they go back to the hospital where they started, and fucking like Kurama walks into the room. And then Yusuke walks in and he's looking behind all the curtains. And then Kurama appears behind him wearing completely different clothes.
Yes.
It's like, how did you have time to put on a 3-piece suit, bro?
All the time in the world. And then this episode kind of ended oddly.
Well, I mean, we had the whole like Kurama explaining his whole ordeal with his mom and like how he ended up where he is. And, Yusuke was kind of torn about what to do, and, as you would be. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, Kurama seemed like a good guy. Kurama recognized Yusuke as a good guy. So they were like, all right, whatever. But Kuwabara's not having it because he sees his friend. He's all fucked up from the parasite thing. Which, I mean, it's kind of apples and oranges. Because it was like a little fucking parasite demon bug that was possessing a human as opposed to just a dude who just happens to be a yokai.
Is it just me, or does Kuwabara just feel off in this entire thing?
Well, unfortunately, he's one of the characters that kind of gets not as much time as he would need.
Yeah, because he just doesn't feel like Kuwabara.
Well, He does and he doesn't. I think part of it is just the voice. I think it's just the voice.
The voice and the fact that the actor, it's impossible to nail that look.
Yeah, he's just not like not cartoonishly goofy like Kuwabara is.
Yeah.
But I mean, in general, like he kind of nails a lot of the mannerisms and the general like attitude and stuff. He's definitely not as like self-important, or I don't know if that's the right word to use for Kuwabara. He's not as confident in himself as Kuwabara is, even though actual Kuwabara has no right to be that confident.
Well, it's weird because him and his little posse, they feel almost humorously incompetent at times in this show.
Well, I mean, Kuwabara will have his moment, but I mean, obviously,
I know he will eventually.
Without him, but
it just feels like he's there because he has to be there, like right now.
Kind of. But yeah, like essentially, like Yusuke has like the whole like, oh no, Botan just told me that fucking apparently the mirror will take the person asking for the thing, take their life. So I gotta go and stop it. And then, like in the original, it was just like, oh, you did a noble thing. I'll give you the wish for free. But here it's like, all right, I'll just take half of each of your lives. It's like, so they both just got their lifespans cut in half, and we're just gonna move past that apparently.
It's the old Misa method, I see.
Yeah. So that was something, I guess. And they just kind of like left it at that because like, Kurama had his whole like heartfelt reunion with his mom. And then like Kuwabara's like, oh, that was really cool of you. I'm going to buy you dinner. And then they walk off like, like Kuwabara throws his arm around his shoulders and it's like, all right, let's go, bud. And they're both doing like the kind of punk walk. As they're walking out.
See, in the anime, they had tons of development by this point. In this thing, sure, it's implied.
I mean, I do like the sense of camaraderie being formed between them, but I just
nice.
wish there was more time.
It's just
really like.
There's no development. It's just implied. They're basically like, you saw the show, you know what happens, and it's like, I see. This is a live action only for people that have seen the show.
Yeah,
and understand.
That's fair. That's fair. I get that.
Well, because I can see vividly. I can understand people who don't enjoy this adaptation if they've never actually watched the original anime. Because I can see it right now. There is so much shit that if you don't know, you're like, what the fuck?
Like, without previous knowledge, it would be a lot to take in at once.
Oh, if you have no, I'm gonna say it like just from episode 2. You have no prior knowledge of Yu Yu Hakusho. This show is a fucking mess. Like, it is not well paced at all.
Yeah. I think this is definitely just supposed to be specifically like a love letter to people who already know.
Yeah, this is a live action made for Yu Yu Hakusho fans. Like, yeah. Because it is noticeable, and I'm just like, I'm watching it, I'm like, it's good, but at the same time, I'm like, this is not a great standalone product at all.
But yeah, like the only other like important bit from this episode really is like we get obviously we get introduced to Yukina, and that like apparently that had been because in the last episode we had heard that Sakio had bought the sinkhole from Terugane, but apparently the price that he paid was Yukina, the source of the what the hell did they call it, like tear jewels or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
I don't. They called it something different. Because in the anime they were called like Tsuraheki stones or something like that. Here they just call them like tear jewels or something really simple like that.
So when I heard that, I immediately just like thought of Inuyasha being like, "You're not a person, you're my jewel detector," and I was just like, I was like, okay.
But I mean, we got that brief scene of Chirugane fucking putting out his cigar on her so that she would cry a single tear. And then we got a quick scene of like that one dude who works for him being like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna let you out." And then like the episode just kind of ends.
Yeah, it ended very well. What's weird is by that point I was like looking at the time, I'm like, is this still going? Like it for 40 minutes, it felt a lot longer than it should have.
Yeah.
And then,
well, again, they stuffed so much into this one episode.
They stuffed so much, but at the same time, like it feels like they just didn't. Like it was weird.
Yeah.
And then, it just ended. Like it just cuts to the. I will say the credits are a bop. Like I really enjoy the credits.
Yeah, for sure.
Except for when Netflix is like, "Are you still watching?" or next episode. I'm like, "Hey, I wanted to watch those."
Yeah, he's like, oh, there's still 3 more minutes left, and it's just credits for all the different languages that we dubbed it in.
Yeah.
That thing Netflix does.
I'm hoping episode 3 is a bit more consistent because I'm not gonna lie.
Well, we did get that sneak peek at the Taguro brothers.
Oh, was that after the credits?
It might have been. I don't remember.
Because I might have.
It was either the very last thing we saw or it happened like midway through the credits.
I think I might have missed that because Netflix decided it was going to just move on.
Yeah, because we saw a brief look of like Sakyo was like saying something, whatever. He's like, "Oh, isn't that right, Taguro brothers?" And they walk onto the scene, and younger Taguro says something, and that's when I was like, "Oh, you're Jinshi too." What the fuck?
Oh no, I think that was right where it ended. Like it was just like done. I was like, "Oh,
yeah."
Okay.
I will say, like that's the one thing I'll say about the show is they all nailed the look. Like they all are like perfect live action versions of the characters.
Yeah, I mean,
except for Kuwabara's hair.
Kuwabara's hair and his build, because unfortunately they're just not going to find a teenager with that build easily.
No, well, they found a fucking grown ass man for Taguro.
Yeah, well, I mean that's easier though.
Yeah,
because we can't have Power Rangers syndrome where they're hiring like high school like mid 20-year-olds as high schoolers here.
Yeah. Also, where is it? I don't think he spoke at all in this one, but Elder Taguro, the creepy one, played by Keith Silverstein, which I feel like is a very fitting voice for that character. I feel like he would definitely nail that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure in the next episode we'll be meeting Genkai and moving things.
So things will happen.
It'll be a point where we start to see a lot of divergences.
Okay.
Because up to this point, it hasn't been like a perfect 1-to-1, but for the most part, they've been kind of following along with the story as it would have progressed. And obviously, with the setups we've had, it's not going to stay that way.
Yeah. I'll say though, like the first episode, fairly well paced fight, other than the fight being kind of long. Second episode, oh god, the pacing was a disaster on this one.
I feel like it would have been better served to save the like it would have been out of order, but I feel like it would have been better served to save the Goku fight for the end of the episode.
Honestly, yeah, because it was the way it just ends like that. I was like, yeah, I was like, okay.
And I still don't like that the items pulse. It's weird. Yeah, I don't like the pulsing.
But look at that CG effect that we paid money for.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Yu Yu Hakusho live action episode 2.
Looking forward to 3 because there's promise here. Episode 2 was just rough.
Yeah.
And speaking of rough, fun fact: after I watched that, I immediately jumped into our topic for this episode, and boy, was that a rough transition. So, yikes. In case you couldn't tell by the thumbnail, the title, or whatever, we're talking about the next 2 Dragon Ball Z films, and we're watching those in order, which means we had to watch Tree of Might.
Yes,
and we're just gonna throw it out there. Tree of Might sucked.
Yeah, Tree of Might might honestly be the worst Dragon Ball Z movie.
When we get to Brawly's Second Coming later down, I'll revisit this because I used to think Tree of Might was okay, and then because I can't stand Brawly's Second Coming, so we'll see how I feel when we get to it.
Yeah, well, we'll see how we feel once we've actually gone through the gauntlet and make our tier, because we're gonna do a tier list at the end of all this.
We have to
of all the Dragon Ball movies and specials.
Because, oh boy, I forgot how much of a nothing film this is. Like, so did you watch it with the U.S. or the Japanese music?
Both. I watched the U.S. one, the U.S. versions of both movies yesterday, and I watched the Japanese music today.
I'll say for Tree of Might, doesn't really make a difference.
It really doesn't. Did you watch the Blu-rays or did you watch?
So I have the
Crunchyroll or something.
I have the multi-pack boxes, like DVD boxes.
Oh, okay. All
And
right.
those, if you go into audio settings, you can choose which audio you want to play. So
Yeah, I watched well, technically they're rips of my Blu-rays, but I watched the Blu-ray versions. I don't know, it's been a while since I watched the DVD versions. I will say whatever recoloring they did for the movies in the Blu-ray versions, it looked really nice. Like I will say that, like the art and stuff. And I noticed with Tree of Might specifically, I'll at least say one good thing about it: the watercolor backgrounds looked awesome.
oh,
I,
the
I really
animation in
like
Tree of
that.
Might is still very pretty. It's just ugh.
Yeah.
um the best way to sum up Tree of Might to me is like it's essentially what if Goku was a villain before Goku Black, and it sucks.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like there's been a ton of times where people have been like, "Oh, we want like an evil Goku arc and stuff like that, like a Bizarro Goku."
They've
And
done it,
like,
and it's never fun.
but that's the thing is they always do it without actually doing it. Like when I say I want evil Goku, I'm talking like Dragon Ball Multiverse, where they had a version of Goku from an alternate timeline where he didn't hit his head and he actually just grew up as a piece of shit Saiyan, and it's actually still Goku, you know. But every version of this we've gotten, it's always been like Turles, who's just a different person, or we had um, Ginyu and Zamasu, which are both just body snatchers. Like it's not the same thing, you know.
Yeah. Also,
So
has Turles ever been explained why he looks like Goku?
yeah, they say it right in the movie. It's because they were made from the same mold because they're both lower class Saiyans. Because apparently that's just how it works.
So
It's
that's the
just
thing they
very
pulled out of
simple
their.
genetics in the Saiyan race, I guess.
I like the fan theory that Bardock cheated, but that's another.
Well, actually, funny you say that. I
That.
believe in the original Ocean dub of this movie, which, by the way, I'll get into that in a second. But apparently, in the original Ocean dub version, they claim that he is Goku's other brother.
Because I saw this image once where someone was making a joke about Saiyan loyalty, and they were like Saiyans aren't loyal, and then it's like a flow chart, and it shows Goku in the middle, and then it has Gine and Bardock above, and then it splits off, and then for Raditz, it's like it shows Raditz with King Vegeta because of the hairline, and
Yeah,
then it
yeah, with
shows
the
it shows
with his beak.
Turles with that other girl that was in Bardock's team, and it just goes Saiyans
Fasha.
ain't loyal.
The Fasha or I don't know. There's a dub name and there's a sub name. I don't
I
remember
think it's
which
Fasha
is the
because
real one.
Fasha was like the
I think
original.
Fasha's the dub name. I think it's
Well,
like
that's
Silva or something.
that's who the fandom thought was Goku's mom for the longest time until Gine was invented.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
Um,
yeah,
yeah. So Tree of Might has an interesting history though, over here at least, because a lot of people would have seen this for the first time. Because originally, when it first came out, it was
they
split into
yeah
episodes and inserted into the serialization of the
yes,
series,
and Yamcha just comes
which was
back to life for
really
3 episodes.
really confusing for the general audience.
Like I remember watching that because that was still during Ocean, right?
Yes.
Because I remember that because it was like Yamcha's there, and I'm like, he's fucking dead. Like no,
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It was bizarre. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot to say. And you know what's funny between these two movies is I realized that they're kind of the same plot in a lot of ways.
They are, but one does it so much better.
Like, oh, and Piccolo's hanging out at the exact same spot in both movies.
He sure is.
Like he's at the same waterfall in both movies, which I thought was funny. But yeah, like there's like a couple of points in the early part of Tree of Might that was like a little fun to watch because it was just like all the characters goofing around together. But like as soon as like things start happening, it's like this is just fucking boring.
I see the thing that came to my mind when I was watching this was like because it starts with that whole camping thing where they make fun of Gohan because Chi-Chi's so in all these movies Chi-Chi is either interesting or she's just pure annoying mom in all these movies. In Tree of Might she is strictly in annoying mom territory for the entire movie. Except for that one scene where she like tries to drown her son in the bathtub. But
oh yeah, that scene got pretty close to being awkward for a minute there.
There's a lot of oddities going on in that.
Yeah.
Um, I also forgot because this is like early Funimation dub. I forgot how different Cynthia Cran sounded early on.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Oh, also Turles, I never realized this, played by Chris Patton.
yeah, Chris Patton. I was like sitting there. I'm like, I know that voice, and I'm like, oh, it's Chris Patton. Like this was right around when the ADV invasion started, where all the ADV actors were kind of slowly making their way over.
Yeah, because this would have been right around the time they did the first Full Metal series, right? When he played Greed.
He played Greed. He's most. So this, when did this get officially? So this film's from 1990, but
originally, yeah.
Well, the original Japanese release, but it was redubbed by Ocean in 98, and then Funimation redubbed it in 2006. So yeah,
So it
we
would have been right around that time. Yeah,
we were long into Full Metal Alchemist was probably over by then, or at least getting there.
I don't know. I don't remember how quickly they got the dub for that, because I know the original series came out in I think 2003.
Because I know Chris Patton's most famous role at that point was he's the male lead in Full Metal Panic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I mean, what I mostly remember him from is he played the Kishin in Soul Eater. He's also Graham Spectre in Baccano.
Oh yeah, he's all over the place. He's one of my favorite early actors from the old ADV funny days.
Yeah, he's got a really like, I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe it. If his voice was a physical object, it'd be like broken glass, but in a good way.
Yeah, he's if you watch him in Full Metal Panic, it's like he's got like that like always professional voice, but it's hilariously like goofy. Sosuke Sagura is the character he plays in Full Metal Panic, and he's always paired up with Lucy Christensen because she plays the female lead in that show as well.
Okay.
His Turles voice is very much him.
Yeah, it's just, I think it was just like his normal speaking voice.
It's just the sinister Goku, basically.
You know what? Come to think of it, I have a copy of it somewhere. I wish I knew where it was. I should have watched the Big Green dub version because I have a copy of that. Let that child alone. It's Big Green. It's the only Big Green dub anything I have is this movie, and I wish I knew where it was because I definitely would have watched it for this. Actually, we have to, if I can find it and rip it, we have to do a watch party.
Yeah, see if we can get people to join for that.
The Big Green dub of the most boring Dragon Ball movie of all time.
If anything, it'll make it interesting.
Well, I mean, as we know from Ghost Stories, a bad dub can drastically improve.
You always say bad dub. That's not a bad dub. That is a brilliant dub.
It is, but it's also terrible. There's multiple ways to take the word bad. Anyways,
oh yeah, we were talking about the early part of this film with the forest fire. I forgot about fucking Icarus.
Yeah, this is his introduction.
I hate Icarus so much.
I don't dislike Icarus, but it was just such like a why even kind of thing.
It's just like, oh, it's a dragon. It's Goku. It's Gohan's friend.
It's Dragon Ball. Yay.
What happened to Icarus? Because clearly he left such an impression.
Yeah, I still like Team Four Star's interpretation where when Lord Slug was terraforming the planet, they ate him.
Good. Because I was thinking about this, watching this, I forgot about Icarus. I'm like, what happened to Icarus? Did he just straight up like get Toriyama out of existence?
Well, I'm pretty sure the last time we saw him was the Garlic Jr. saga. So
yeah, so I'm assuming Toriyama was like, did Gohan have a dragon? I don't remember.
Yeah, Toriyama wasn't that. Icarus is pure filler. Toriyama probably doesn't even know it
Okay.
exists.
Fair. Exactly then.
But anyways, I don't even know why they included the B team in this movie because they were so inconsequential. They all got beat by the minions.
Oh yeah,
And
like
Goku still had to beat the minions on his own. So why were they even there?
Right, yeah, because Krillin was there. We got Oolong. He was there.
Yeah, Chi-Chi needs to stop letting Gohan hang out with Oolong because every time they hang out, some bullshit happens. Like in the last movie,
I don't think Chi-Chi
movie,
wants him to hang out with Oolong.
True.
It just happens.
But in the last movie, in World's Strongest, they went off to find the Dragon Balls together, and then Gohan got his shit stomped by a bunch of Biomen, and Piccolo got kidnapped, which started everything. And then in this movie, he hangs out with Oolong, and forest fire. Like, what the fuck?
To be fair, though,
he just stopped hanging out with the pig and started hanging out with Smokey Bear.
Maybe it's not even Oolong. Maybe it's Bulma, because Bulma's also always around.
True.
Also, I miss Tiffany Vollmer so much.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's nice coming back to these old movies and such.
I was gonna say I miss Stephanie, but we just had her, so it's like
this is true.
I'm like,
this is true.
Hearing Gohan's voice didn't click the same way this time around. I was like, oh yeah.
I'm hoping that that Daima will kind of like open the door again. So whenever we have any sort of Kid Goku, Kid Gohan, anything, be it like a flashback or a video game, that they'll bring her back in.
We can hope.
Like, no disrespect to calling Beard, but hashtag not my Goku.
It's just Luffy. It's just straight up Luffy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We get a nice montage of them hunting the Dragon Balls. Also, what do you think of like that weird like guitar riff intro that they use for the movies? Is that also the intro they used for Z?
I think it's just a movie thing that they did. Like they had a separate one for movies.
Okay.
But weirdly enough, because I never noticed this before, maybe it was just in the Blu-ray, but when I switched to the Japanese music, it played Chala Hechala for that opening bit.
I'm pretty sure that's what it probably did in the original Japanese releases to begin with.
Well, yeah, in the Japanese, yeah, but over here, when it comes to Dragon Ball Z, they almost exclusively use the American. Even when, like, it might have been when I was watching the Orange Bricks back in the day, or even the Z Blu-rays. I'm not sure, but I know that listening to the Japanese, having it set to Japanese, it would still play the American opening. And so I was like really surprised when it started playing Chala Hechala.
Yeah. Why were they so afraid of Chala Hechala?
I think this is still the point where they thought that Americans would be too weirded out by anything not American.
Yet the talking pig that steals underwear is fine. Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, no, because they photoshopped Bulma's panties into just a wad of bills in that one episode.
Right.
It's fine.
Right.
And Master Roshi just wants a date with a nice older lady. He doesn't want to see Bulma's panties.
Bulma gives him a full frontal in episode 2.
Yeah,
let's
happen.
Let's be real here.
It did happen. Goku's running around getting everybody pats. Anyways,
Goku's straight up nude at times. Hell, Gohan is nude in this movie. You see everything.
Yeah, in this movie, yeah. That's just what this movie needed.
There was a point where I was watching it and I had to take a piss break, and I was like, I had to wait like a few minutes for Gohan to get off the screen. I'm like, I'm not pausing it here. Like, I'm not pausing it.
I mean, honestly, I'm surprised you said you paused it at all. It's just like, fuck it, it can just play while I'm going. I don't even care.
I mean, I have principles. I have to reacclimate myself to that masterpiece.
Yeah.
Also, Yamcha's in this movie, and he's literally here just to get fucked, and then that's
it. He's like, I've spent all my money on this brand new car, and it immediately got exploded.
Also, why was Chi-Chi so nice to him? Like, Chi-Chi doesn't like Yamcha. Ever.
I don't know. Well, I mean, she thinks back to that one time he kind of flirted with her when she was like 8.
Yeah, and then he sucker punched her.
He fucking straight up Kirk punched her.
Yeah.
The double fist punch to the head.
Yeah. It's like, why is she being nice? Like, he's like the worst influence here.
Yeah, right.
And then,
and also the whole concept of anybody dumping all their money into a car in the Dragon Ball universe is just lunacy. Because this is a universe where you could be in like dead stop traffic and have the tiniest fender bender, and both cars will explode. We've seen it happen numerous times. These cars are not built right. Like,
I just love Yamcha's entire personality is just like fuck you in particular. Like,
yeah. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I have no idea why they brought any of them. It was completely pointless. They had no purpose in this movie, unless you count like them just distracting Turles while Goku was making the spirit bomb as like the only use they had in this movie. And even that was kind of like whatever. Who cares?
I was so bored watching this, I didn't even realize he was making a spirit bomb at the time it happened. I looked up, I'm like, oh shit, that's what we're doing.
And also, I had totally forgotten that apparently, like the first spirit bomb he tried to make didn't work, and then he had to like try and get energy from the tree itself. Where there has to be some sort of like a Japanese or Chinese legend about like a giant like world-eating tree or something, because that's used a lot in anime. I mean, shit, that was like the end goal of the villain in Naruto.
Yeah, this movie was not well written, like at all.
No, it really wasn't.
The Great Ape Gohan segment goes on for fucking too long.
And all told, it's like 5 minutes, but it still feels like an hour.
It feels like 20 because it's just like Gohan. They're just doing Gohan can't control the thing again. Cut his tail off. Why is it taking so long? Oh, that happened. Cool.
And also, like a second Gohan started transforming, Turles blew up the fake moon he made. So, like, shouldn't that have made him revert?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
Like
I said, as far as this movie goes, the best thing it has going for it is like, and honestly, it's not even like the actual like real version. It's the recoloring the Blu-rays did that made it look nice, and like the watercolor backgrounds and stuff were cool, but like even that it still wasn't that impressive.
Also, why is it in these bad movies do they portray Goku as a good father when in the show they never do?
Yeah.
Like, why Goku was oddly competent in this movie, and I was like, what are we doing? Like, why is everything wrong in this movie? The only character that was correctly portrayed was Chi-Chi. Like, let's be real here.
And Piccolo was good.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting Piccolo was here.
Like, and he was the only one who, because see, while everybody else was fighting the minions, including Goku, Piccolo was straight up throwing hands at Turles.
Yeah.
And actually, he does that in like this movie and like the next two movies. He's like, fuck this, I'm going after the main guy.
Yeah, because I keep forgetting like the early movies we hadn't really, Vegeta doesn't really make an appearance until like
Vegeta doesn't make an appearance until the second Cooler movie.
Yeah. Like he's just kind of like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
He's off emoing it up in space right now.
Well, at this point, I think he'd be in the pod.
Probably.
Even though everyone's still alive and they shouldn't be.
Yeah, I know. This movie's dumb on many levels.
Yeah.
And it gets resolved in like the dumbest way where they just blow up Turles and it's like, that's it. The tree's gone.
Spirit bomb. It's just like, yay, we blew up the tree and now all the energy it ate is just going to redistribute and everyone's going to be okay again. Because that's totally how that works.
Yay. Even though we could just get... Imagine if that was like the joke at the end of the movie where they'll wish everything back to normal, but they can't because they wasted their wish to save the forest earlier.
Yeah, right? I was kind of surprised that wasn't a plot point.
Well, no, they can only afford to animate Shenlong once per movie, so...
Yeah. Yeah. And as we mentioned earlier, it really doesn't matter which soundtrack you listen to. It doesn't help the movie regardless which one you do. Because the American one, this is before they started getting crazy with it. And it was just like...
We'll get there.
I'm pretty sure the American music here was like...
The Faulkner soundtrack, maybe?
It wasn't even Faulkner. It was like pre-Faulkner.
Ooh. Because I noticed it. It was like...
Or generic. No, maybe it was... It might have been the guy who did GT. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I found it very whatever.
Yeah, it was very whatever. But Lord Slug, though, on the other hand, is
Lord Slug is
this movie done right.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it is. It's a good movie. It feels shorter, even though I think it's longer.
It is. It's 10 minutes shorter.
Or is it 10
That's the
minutes
other
shorter?
thing about Tree of Mike. I didn't realize it was an hour long. I thought it was like 40 minutes, and it felt like 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, Lord Slug is interesting.
Yeah. King Piccolo 2.0.
Pretty much. Well, you notice that with a lot of these movies is they just take like arcs from the previous series and they're just like, let's just make a movie version, but that.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's also like we said, it's like Tree of Mike done right because it's the same basic plot. It's random space pirates land on Earth, they start doing some crazy shit to the atmosphere. They got the main baddie, and then he's got his like 3 main minions. We got the pretty one, the big tough one, and the one with the weird looking one, which is like a theme they do for a while in the Dragon Ball movies.
Yeah.
And basically the villain does something that makes him like way stronger than he already was. Yeah, and then Spirit Bomb. Yeah, it's the same structure on paper, but it is done so much better here.
Well, the characters actually do stuff in this movie. Like Chi-Chi actually does something in this movie. She gets immediately taken out, but at least she tried.
She took out one of the minions.
She did.
Not one of the main ones, but one of like the stormtroopers. She took one of them out.
Yes. And she probably could have taken out more if she didn't gloat for like 3 seconds.
Yeah, she had to throw up the peace sign and
and be like, I'm pretty good, huh? Yeah. And then
there hashtag strongest woman.
I mean, she technically still was at that point.
Yeah, she was. I don't think Android 18 had been made into an Android yet. So
either she was in the pod somewhere. But either way.
And Videl was like 4. So
yeah, Videl was somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lord Slug, he's like a space pirate captain or whatever. And apparently what they do is they go to planets and they like terraform the planet so it's inhabitable to them. And they kind of like turn the planet itself into a spaceship, I guess.
I guess it was very ambiguous.
Because in the beginning, it was like they start the movie out and it's like, oh no, there's a meteor that's gonna collide with the Earth, and they like they're literally on the news. They're like, this is what'll happen when it hits the Earth, and it just goes kablooey, and they're like, everyone's panicking. And I bet you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to spend the last few minutes of my life in a fucking newsroom because that's what I'm thinking. He fucking like bolts.
My thought there was like, fake news has always been a thing.
Yeah.
See.
And then like Dr. Briefs is looking at it in his telescope.
Oh yeah, there was a Dr. Briefs cameo in this movie.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, it's coming straight for us or whatever. And just like, oh, we could just blow it up. And he's like, yeah, well, the problem is it's inhabited. It's like, it's us or them. It's like, and that's that. I say, Oolong, fair. He's like, I'm right with you. Fucking nuke it. Like, sorry.
Also, that performance by Goku and Krillin was absolutely pathetic. Like,
well, I mean, they do make it a point in the movie to be like, we're purposefully holding back. We only want to divert its path. But yeah,
this is what happens. Just blow it up. Who cares?
Yeah.
Oolong was right.
And they were all bad guys anyway, so fuck them.
Oolong was the good influence. Let's be real here.
Luke Skywalker didn't have any fucking qualms about blowing up the Death Star. He didn't have any qualms about blowing up that fucker.
Yeah. We should talk about the soundtrack.
Yes. I have a list here of the bands that are featured on the American soundtrack.
It's on the Wikipedia page.
It is the Dragon Ball Wiki. We got Finger 11, Dust for Life, American Pearl, Deftones, Boy Hits Car, Breaking Point, and Disturbed.
Only 2 of those bands are relevant, or 3, I guess, are still relevant today.
Yeah. But like, wow, like that was one of those things that like really made this movie stand out, especially back then. Like this, and there was like a couple other ones that did the same thing. And
early 2000s Batman.
Oh, for sure.
Also, most of these songs like aside from like Stupefy, most of these songs don't fucking fit what's going on at all. Like,
Yeah. A lot of it is just kind of like background music. You know, it's just not really meant to like have like a whole lot of meaning with what's going
the
on.
scene when Goku and Krillin are about to blow up, are going to try and divert the thing, and you get this crunchy guitar riff in the back. Like I'm just like this, like okay, guys, sure.
I mean, I still say that, you know, between this and Cooler, like this is why we got all those like Linkin Park AMVs with Dragon Ball Z and
Oh
shit.
yeah,
Like
they were clearly.
100%.
I just think it's so funny. Like, who were they trying to appeal to with this?
The younger audience, duh.
I guess. Like,
What I want to know is who decided the soundtrack? Who was
well,
in charge of that?
that's the thing. There's like maybe like 3 well-known songs, and then they just grabbed a bunch of random shit. I guess they could afford.
I guess. I don't
Because
know.
like,
That's the other thing is how do they get the rights for like because at this point anime wasn't really like big over here. How do they get fucking Disturbed on the phone? We're just like, look, bro, we need to use 2 of your songs for this movie, Lord Slug. Like this
yeah,
50-minute animated film from Japan. We need Stupefy.
hell, Deftones were a pretty big name at that time too, and they got a Deftones song in here.
Yeah,
Um,
it was pretty wild. Um, so like jumping forward a bit, like since we're already talking about the music, the one point where I think it was they fucking nailed it was when Stupefy kicked in because it was the second Goku caught the punch and went into like that false Super Saiyan form. And like the second he catches that punch, it just kicks in like burr, 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 burr. Like it's like, oh man, like that was a really good drop right there. That was well timed. Well timed.
it's so funny hearing Stupefy because I'm always like, damn, I forgot early Disturbed was so simple
Oh
sounding.
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
It's just so funny hearing that song, especially because like I forgot how low those songs were mixed in on the actual recording.
Um yeah, yeah, because they did do that a lot too.
Because the sound effects, like I this is why I always thought like people were being dramatic with that because people are always like it's distracting from the film, it's too loud, and I'm like I'm listening to this, I'm like no, the sound effects drowned it out most of the time.
Oh, easily. And that was kind of a problem Dragon Ball Z had back in the day because I remember like it's kind of like a meme at this point where like the original Toonami airing of like the Android song, like when 17 and 18 were first awakened, and the music was so loud and Chuck Huber was speaking so softly that nobody could fucking tell what he was saying.
Uh-huh.
It was just, I don't know. It was one of those things. They hadn't done a very good job with the sound balancing at that point.
Yeah, they hadn't discovered
They were still
sound,
working on it.
they hadn't discovered sound mixing yet.
Yeah, they were still working on it.
Also, what do you think of that opening with fucking Piccolo chilling by the waterfall and then fucking Gohan and Icarus just being annoying little shits?
They were being so fucking obnoxious. And then Gohan starts like, I almost want to call it twerking, but he wasn't twerking. He was just like wiggling his butt at him. It was weird.
Japan.
Gohan's doing some weird shit in these movies.
Gohan is weird. Like everything we know about him as an adult makes total sense with when you look at him as a child.
He's
like,
a socially awkward 6-year-old whose best friend is a big green alien.
Yeah, and then a bald guy, a pig, and this blue-haired chick that is smart, I guess.
Yeah. A bald midget that's technically older than his father is one of his best friends.
Yes. A pig man, and then this woman that also loved his father for a while.
Yeah.
Still does sometimes by this point too, which is really odd.
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting dynamics in this series.
Early,
if you really think about it.
I forgot how weird a character early Bulma was. It's at points, to be honest.
Well, this is like fairly late stage Bulma, technically.
Well, early Z Bulma, I should say, before they solidified her with Vegeta and just that became a thing.
Yeah, there was a lot of awkward like Bulma Yamcha stuff in general throughout this portion.
Which is funny because that was actually that relationship made more sense, but then the Vegeta one just worked better.
And also, this is like the only instance, like this one movie is the only instance where we ever get the whole like Namekians like not liking whistling. Like that's never really come up and never has since.
Almost like it was a plot device.
I mean, it makes sense, especially with Slug specifically being a super Namek, but like,
Which
it's just an odd choice.
was Orange Piccolo a reference to this, or was that just a complete convenience?
I mean, the chin might have been, but
Because I'm like, when he said like a super Namek, I was like, wait a minute, is this like an actual like reference, or did Toriyama just invent something that already existed?
well, they use the term super Namek in the Android Saga when he fuses with Kami. So, I mean, that was kind of, I mean, this might have been the first instance of it being an actual phrase used, but it was used in like actual stuff later.
Okay.
But so like, how did you feel about like some of the minion fights like before like they really kicked in with the big stuff?
It's typical Dragon Ball fight fare. It's entertaining, but they go down super fast.
Well, I mean, obviously except for Piccolo, because Piccolo, when he was fighting like the big tough guy, like there was some scenes in there that were just fucking hilarious. Like, well, first of all, he's just like beating the piss out of him, and then like the dude's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna hide down here. This is the perfect ambush spot." And then Piccolo just burst through the fucking floor, just like, "Hey, he thought that was gonna work, dumbass."
Yeah, pretty much.
And then he just breaks his arm.
Yeah, I also love that scene where like they're just chilling at Chi-Chi's house, like her and Bulma, because it's freezing. And she's like, I always forget there's like points where they're best friends and then points where they hate each other. But this is, I guess, in friends mode.
Yeah.
And then she, of course, fucking Gohan ran off, and she's like, "No, how did I not see this coming?"
Why did they have to teach my 5-year-old to fly?
People shit on Chi-Chi so much, but she's like the most like just like she has a point most of the time.
Why did anyone never teach her how to fly? It's because they didn't want her to follow them.
Chi-Chi literally could do so much more, and she just doesn't. Because they just don't want to write her.
I think Toriyama just didn't know how to write women.
True.
He was just like, stereotypical helicopter mom. Yes. Study. What's
weird, well, even then though, that was more of an anime like dub thing, because apparently like in the manga, well, from what I've seen of her in the manga, she's fairly sane. Like she's
definitely more chill, but yeah, it's still a thing. But yeah, man. I definitely put this movie above Tree of Might.
Easy. I mean, all the Dead Zone and World's Strongest are better than Tree of Might.
I think up to this point, honestly, I'd even say Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle is better. And that was easily the worst out of the OG Dragon Ball movies.
I barely even remember that one. So
that was the one that was like really dark toned for some reason. Like all the background,
Goku had that
sets and stuff were really dark colored.
That was the one too where Goku had that weird voice that wasn't Stephanie or Colleen.
Yeah, I don't remember the name, but yeah, it was an ocean voice, I think, or it was early because Sleeping Princess was the first thing they dubbed with the Funimation crew.
Yeah,
and they hadn't gotten like a consistent Goku voice at that point.
Because I remember the lady they got for that one was not the best. That's all I remember.
Yeah, because I think wasn't Bulma's voice was different too, wasn't it?
In one of them, in the second one, it was Tiffany. It was weird because that voice for Goku was in
it was Monica Rial in the first one, and then in the second one is Tiffany. In the third one, it was all like completely different people, I think.
Yeah,
and then Path to Power, it was like our regular cast because that one was done later.
Yes, yeah.
The OG Dragon Ball movies were weird.
They really were.
Well, there was a lot of rights issues. So they couldn't just do them all at once like they would have normally done.
Yeah.
So.
Um,
Um,
what do you think of the big reveal that Lord Slug was a Namekian? Like, because they kind of like,
reveal is a strong word. It was pretty obvious.
but the cast was fooled.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Um, I did think it was pretty funny that like it's just like, oh no, you broke my arm. I guess I'll just rip it off and grow a new one.
And
Like,
Goku's like, huh? Like,
yeah, he's so shocked by it that he loses his like false Super Saiyan form.
yeah, that false Super Saiyan form was weird too. Because I was
Well,
like,
that was because this movie came out before Super Saiyan was officially revealed in the
yes,
manga, so they didn't know what it was gonna look like. I think all they had to go by was like when Goku was fighting Ginyu, and they like we were starting to kind of first see like little glimpses. Because I don't know when the last time you watched that fight was when he fought
been a
Ginyu,
while.
but when he was powering up with Kaioken, there's little golden glimmers in his aura. Like you could see just from that one little scene that he's close. Like he's right on the cusp of it.
Gotcha.
So that might have been part of why they were like, "Oh, gold has to be in there somewhere." So they gave him golden aura, but his hair was still black, but it was still spiky like Super Saiyan, and his eyes went all like white and shit.
Yeah, it was weird. I was like, oh yeah, that was a choice.
I mean, honestly, I don't think it's a bad design.
It wouldn't look good in modern animation, I don't think. But for what they were doing here,
Well,
I
you
thought,
say that, but I mean, that's not too far off the mark from what we got with Ultra Instinct. At least the black haired version.
yeah, I don't know. It just looked odd to me.
If anything, I'd say Kaioken looks worse in modern animation because it's just they just
Red.
use straight red instead of making it like a. Because like the way they do auras now is way different than the way they used to do them. Now it's just like, oh, we just have a solid color around them, and it's just like consistent. Whereas like in the olden days, it would be like almost like a filter, kind of.
Yeah, Dragon Ball.
It was like they were trying to like make it clear like they're glowing, like they have like a glow to them, but it's not just like a we are completely surrounded in like a film of energy, you know.
Yeah. It's also
Uh,
really funny watching these movies and like you get the older performances from the funny because this is still before the funny cast really found themselves.
yeah, this is still pretty early on in that.
Like
Also, Bryce Armstrong as Lord Slug. I always love hearing his voice. He's one of those like voices from my childhood, and I'm just really sad we don't have him anymore.
mm, yeah, there's that. Schemmel just sounds odd at points in these movies. Like I always forget Schemmel was kind of awkward as Goku early on.
Also, like random side thing. Back to Tree of Might for a second. The scene where like Gohan turns into the ape, and like when he like notices Icarus and it's like goes like docile for a second, it's just kind of like chilling with Icarus in his ape form, and Goku's just looking at him like smiling really weird at him. Like it's just awkward. It's so weird. Um,
Yeah.
I but I liked in Lord Slug. I like the settings a lot. Like fighting in the like the deserted city and
Oh yeah.
everything, like Iguana Street.
It's a pretty. It's a good looking film, even today for the older animation.
See,
Um,
the issue I have with the early Dragon Ball movies up to Lord Slug is that they're all just so dark toned. Like all like there's like a void of color. Like there's no color. The
yeah,
only color
because
you get is from like their clothes.
like when I think of the early movies, like we don't really get to like a goofy one until like Super Android 13.
Yeah, and even that one. I mean, yeah, like yeah, that one
Well,
has its goofy bits, but
that
like,
one is more goofy just because of the fucking dub than anything.
yeah.
Like if his voice wasn't a random Texas voice for no apparent reason, it wouldn't be nearly as funny.
And I'm trying to think if there was like a really like a really goofy like maybe not until fucking Bio Broly because that was pretty goofy.
That's goofy in a set and just kind of like an annoying sense. Like to me, like Goofy is like Fusion Reborn is goofy. Like that
The
is a
Fusion Reborn is definitely goofy.
which
I mean,
is funny though.
The villain alone makes it goofy.
Yeah. Even though it has the emoest fucking Vegeta in the entire series.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. I'm really looking forward to the next set, though. The cooler
Coolers.
double feature.
Yeah. I like the first one more than the second one, but they're both pretty good movies.
Yes, but we get Vegeta getting punched or kicked in the dick in the second one, so that's
Still not
great.
as great as Goku getting punched in the dick, though.
Yeah. We'll get that in the following one, so it's fine.
I love Super Engine 13 is like my second favorite just because it's so fucking goofy.
I have a soft spot for BoJack. I like BoJack.
BoJack's good. BoJack's actually just a solid film.
Yeah.
Like Super Android 13 is just funny because of how like what the fuck are we doing?
We get fucking Trunks versus Tien in that movie, which is like not a fight I would think would be like good, but it actually was good.
You know what the line in Super Android 13 that always gets me?
What?
When Piccolo shows up and he's just like, "Sup."
Is it over? Not until the fish jumps.
It's God, that movie is something else. We'll get to it. Oh yeah, because I also forget their Trunks and Krillin are waiting in line for like a peep show or something early in that movie.
Well, I think it's like a Miss America pageant.
Yes, some weird shit.
Like one of those kinds of things. It's like a beauty pageant.
The worst part is though, like before we get to like BoJack and stuff, we have to sit through the fucking Brawly movie, which.
Yeah, I mean, but we have the American soundtrack for that one. Fucking Pantera.
We do, but God, see, that movie is retroactively worse now just because of the fact that we have a good Brawly now.
Which is kind of sad because that one, because the first of the Z Broly movies is definitely the best one out of the three.
And that movie is still ass. Like
well, that's the thing is like it was proven with Super Broly that the bones of a good movie were there.
Well, all you had to do is make his motive not stupid. Like the motive is what drags that movie down because it's like why are you mad? Like it is so dumb.
Yeah. Well.
We'll get there.
I want to ask, like, when should we cover the specials? When should we cover like Trunks and Bardock?
We should probably do Trunks before. Definitely before the time. We actually, honestly, probably after the cooler movies.
That's what I was thinking, because like that would be like right before Trunks gets introduced into the movies, and by that point, like the whole like Saiyan history is still kind of relevant. So Bardock being there wouldn't be weirdly placed.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, but wait. But the first Cooler movie starts with a scene from Bardock.
Yeah. I mean, we could watch them after and it really wouldn't be that big of a deal.
True. That's true. Oh, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, those movies are, unless we want to be weird and watch the Bardock movie in the first Cooler and then watch the second Cooler in the Trunks. No, let's not.
I don't know. I like the idea of doing the Cooler double feature though.
Yeah, let's not make it stupid. We'll just watch them after.
Although I was considering, even though it would be out of order, like just doing a Broly triple feature episode, but that'd be too much Broly.
I could only listen to Vic Mignogna scream for so long.
I mean, we're already gonna. Oh wait, no, because how would that split up? Hold on. It'd be 5 and 6, 6 and 7, which would be the first Broly movie. Oh no, 7, 8. Okay, so 2 and 3 would be split up.
Yeah.
That means for 3 of these episodes, are going to have to cover a Broly movie in each one.
Well, at least Bio Broly's funny.
True.
Second Coming, that's what I'm not looking forward to.
At least Trunks pees on him.
Sure does.
That was pretty funny.
I guess.
Videl tries to kick him and somehow survives getting fucking mollywopped by Broly.
Videl's just made of iron. I swear.
It's because she's got that Satan blood.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Say what you will, dude. That dude survives everything. He's always around.
He's just the luckiest man alive.
He survives every major villain. And he's fought And since his introduction, he's fought every major villain in Z, and somewhat he's involved in GT a little bit, but he survives them all. So, just saying.
He's literally like the guy who just kind of he's like he just gets by on aura alone.
Yeah, he's the original aura farmer. Move aside, Piccolo.
I still love Ultimate Battle 22, where you can play as Mr. Satan by entering a code, and then but he doesn't have any. He literally can't fly, so he literally is just stuck on the ground. And like all you have to do is play as a Saiyan because the flight is unlimited in that game.
Yeah,
and you just go to the top of the screen, and then just go, boop, boop. And then you just
that's too funny.
Like that game is a. Next time you're up, we gotta play that because that game is a fucking experience.
That's one word for it.
Yeah, we watched one mediocre movie and one decent movie.
I wouldn't even. That's generous to Tree of Might. That movie was boring as shit.
A bad movie and a decent movie.
I'd rather look at the clouds.
Yeah, I'd rather watch just like a compilation of the most irritating Chi-Chi moments.
At least that would be entertaining.
Would it though? Because you can only listen to so much Cynthia Cran's like giving herself a migraine.
I'll just watch that one scene of her doing like the fucking fight dance at the end of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, where she throws out her hip.
Yeah, she throws at her back, and she's like, "Ah, give me a senzu bean, I'll finish the dance."
I'm like Chi-Chi, you're like 40. You're not that old.
Yeah. Well, she spends all of her time cooking and cleaning and yelling.
Yes, yeah, the last one definitely. See, I like the episode
getting chased by boars.
Yeah. See, I like the that one episode, like middle of Z, where they're at the beach with Krillin's bimbo girlfriend, and she's like, "Bye, grandmas."
Yeah, and Chi-Chi just goes straight Kaioken.
Chi-Chi goes Kaioken, and Bulma just gets mad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because that's when like
Marin is just younger Bulma, but stupid.
Yes. Also, I love when like Master Roshi tries to restrain Chi-Chi and then immediately takes advantage.
Because of course.
Oh yeah, Roshi was in one of these movies, but he like
he was in Lord Slug and he slept through the whole thing.
Yeah, well, he's in that one scene where they're all in like Chi-Chi's house chatting because he's just smiling like an idiot in the background for like no reason.
No, because when Krillin went to go help Goku with like trying to deflect the meteor, Roshi was asleep with a porno mag on his face, and then at the end of the movie ended with him waking up from his nap and being like, "I wish something would happen. I'm so bored."
Oh, maybe he was in Tree of Might briefly then during the scene where they're all in the house, because like there's definitely a scene where like they're talking about.
Oh, it was probably after Yamcha was like sulking because his car got wrecked.
Oh yeah, because they mentioned like Yamcha's a bad influence, and then it just cuts to fucking Roshi with this stupid smile for no reason. And that's like his only scene in that movie.
Yeah.
Like McFarlane got paid to say I don't even think he has a line. I think he just goes.
Also, did you notice how in the end credits for Lord Slug, Goku's driving a car?
He can sometimes drive.
He can drive when Toriyama wants to drive.
According to that one famous Toriyama piece of artwork, he can ride a motorcycle. So I mean,
this is true. I mean, he rode a motorcycle in episode. I mean, he was riding bitch, but he rode the motorcycle in episode 1.
Yeah, because there's that like one photo. There's that one famous drawing of Goku riding a motorcycle with Chi-Chi on the back, and I'm just like, there's so many things wrong with this image.
Toriyama likes drawing vehicles. That's like one of his favorite things to draw.
There's a point where when Chi-Chi goes into Gohan's bedroom, and like he's got a Formula One calendar on the wall.
Makes sense.
Because it has a straight up Marlboro McLaren car, and I'm just like, hey, I know that car.
Also, I did notice that even when I was watching with the Japanese soundtrack, it's still listed like Disturbed and all of them as in the credits.
I think the credits they never changed them when they put the because I think the original releases had the updated soundtracks, and then when they released them with the faithful ones, I don't think they bothered changing the credits.
Probably not. That's too much effort for Funimation.
Well, yeah, they gotta do whatever they do. They gotta pay Schemmel money to scream
Yeah.
and be an asshole to fans.
Does he even do anything other than Dragon Ball? Like I never hear him in any other anime. I like he was the weird mind reading guy in Yu Yu Hakusho, and he was one of like Guts's lackeys in fucking Berserk, and that's like the only other things I've ever heard him in.
He's in one of the most what the fuck roles ever. He is in Shadow the Hedgehog, the video game. He plays the main villain.
No shit.
Black Doom. And he just doesn't.
Isn't he?
And it's literally just a Dr. Claw impersonation.
I think he's also in Pokemon. I think he played
yeah, because he had a 4-kid stint for a while there.
He played Jimmy, quote unquote. It was Gold, but he was called Jimmy.
Oh yeah, that weird off-brand Gold.
Yeah, Pokemon Chronicles. Where they actually did something with Raikou, which was exciting because they just kind of forgot about him. And he also played Lucario, I think.
Did he?
In the Lucario movie, yeah. Lucario and the Mystery of Mew or whatever, which I only caught bits and pieces of back in the day, but I knew it was one of the last ones I actually saw any of.
One of these days we'll have to cover the Pokemon movies because
we'll get around to it.
At least the first 3.
Well, there are some others. I mean, I personally love the Celebi movie.
I mean, I love the Jirachi movie just because of that goddamn abomination.
Which was referenced in the manga. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Did the same thing with Kyogre. And you still haven't seen I Choose You yet, have you?
I still have not.
We'll have to, before we even do like a full, like watching like the old ones, we have to do an episode on that because that one's honestly just a really good movie. Wait, you still haven't watched Detective Pikachu either, have you?
No, it's not on anything streaming wise, and I don't want to buy it.
We can watch Party It. We can watch Party It.
Yeah, at some point we'll have to do that.
I got it.
Yeah, I think we've been rambling, so we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah, we've just been kind of shooting the shit for 15 minutes.
we did what we normally do. We just start talking about Dragon Ball. Because as we learned with our first episode, we can go on for 4 fucking hours about Dragon Ball if we really want to.
Oh, easily. That episode could have been just a straight 8 hours.
Oh, yeah. No, we cut ourselves back. Like, the only podcast I've done that's longer is the fucking Persona 4 episode I did with Thrak on 3DO.
And honestly, I don't even think it was that much longer.
No.
Like a half hour.
The Sonic episode was close to the one me and Thrak did with our friend Jelly. Yeah, we should
close it out.
Should wrap this one up. I was about to like recite Stupefy, but I'm not that good at singing. Anyways, guys, though, once again, thank you for joining us on Geek Addicts. You can find Geek Addicts on all the major podcasting platforms, and be sure to check us out over on the Superpod Network, superpodnetwork.com. Awesome site where you can find all sorts of different videos, blogs, podcasts, all these wonderful people over there in our little chaotic group as we are. But yeah, anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us, and we will see you all later.
Have a good one.